friends, this is the Bijou Baker. I'm Maria. This is going to be a pretty fun one for me. My birthday's next month, and I don't know what kind of cake I want. So I'm going to reach way back into my old recipes and pull out some cakes that I haven't done in a long time. Now, some people ask, well, how come you never post pictures or videos that you mess up in? Because I don't mess up. Flat out lie. Because come on, you see me on a daily basis here. I am only 101% kind of screw ups. So we'll just stick with that, okay? But I want to tell you something. So I pulled I'm going to make this strawberry cake. Now, I remember making this, I don't even think my daughter was born, so it's over 35 years ago. I pulled this out and I'm going, I remember this cake, but I couldn't remember the cake. You know what I mean? I remember making it. I couldn't remember if it was a hit or fail, so I had to remake it. Now, I didn't like it. It was a fail. At the end of this video, way at the end, if you want to watch this failed cake come to life, so to speak, it'll be there. I'm not going to show you, give you directions or anything because it's not worth it. But you'll see, yes, every master has failed more than any new beginner ever can. So it's okay. I don't mind fails. I don't mind them at all because I never lose. I win or I learn. So the trick to this recipe, I'll tell you what I did is I'm using my white cake recipe and I'm going to add strawberry gelatin. Now, I could have used, do they have strawberry jello pudding? I don't know. I'm just using the gelatin because I think it's a stronger flavor. And some people I already know, you're going to say, well, that's cheating. Who am I cheating? Who am I cheating? Whenever I start something, whether it's a cake or a main dish or appetizers or a painting or clothes that I'm sewing, it doesn't matter what task, if I'm setting up for a party, it doesn't matter what I'm making, I always start off with the absolute first thing. I always start off with the end result. I know what I want it to look like. I know what I want it to taste like. I know what I want in the end. That's what I start off with, okay? What do I have to do to get there? In this case, I'm going to use Jello pudding. No, it's not gelatin to give me that strawberry flavor. When you're cooking with strawberries, the heat kind of really dulls the color. It does. If you only use strawberry stuff, it won't be vibrant. In the cake that I made, I knew it wasn't going to be. So I added a little bit of red food coloring. I added too much. I didn't like the way it looked. So I'm not going to use it. And I'd rather make mistakes than you guys make mistakes and be discouraged. I don't discourage very easily. So you have to keep in mind the flavor. I made a compote. Here's the compote that I made, and it's so good. it's so good. And I separated the two so that I can decide where I want to use the liquid and where I want to use the meat. I want the meat, the pulp, I want that inside the cake. I'd like to bite into a chunk of strawberry in my strawberry cake. So that's why I separated it. But if I used the whole thing together, because I got like equal parts, I think like 3 cups of each. So if I used a cup of it together, well, that's way too much liquid and it's going to distort my recipe. So I separated. I got the bulk, the pulp, the meat, and that's going to be incorporated a lot easier without the syrup. The syrup I can and might use with the icing. Even still, too much of the liquid will distort the icing. So it's a little bit of a balancing act. So do I mess up? Yes, 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 and I don't care. As far as cheating, I don't care. This is my cake, my kitchen, my rules. You get it. Okay, now that's said and done. Let's go play. These are the ingredients for my white cake that I'm going to alter. Simple, right? Good stuff. Really easy. I like easy. I do like easy. All right, now, if the 2 things that I'm really going to determine, and I'm not going to add those until the end, are going to be the gelatin. And I'm not going to give an amount of gelatin because I don't know. I'll put in a tablespoon at a time if that'll help you. Until I reach the color and flavor that I want. If I get the flavor without the color, it'll be hard to do with this. Then I'll just add some pink, a drop at a time, till I get the color that I want. A little bit, just like a notch brighter, because when it bakes, it'll chill out down a bit, okay? So let's go play. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna combine all my dry, which is my cake flour, my all-purpose flour, and no, I cannot tell the difference just by sight. I just know I separated them. Salt, baking soda, baking powder, and I'm just going to whisk this. This way, you know, we've got equal and even distribution. This gets set off to the side. Now we're going to cream. I started to, and then I forgot about the powdered stuff. See, mistakes all over the place. I'm all right with that. Okay, so we're going to cream our butter and then slowly add our sugar. Okay, what I'm doing is I'm adding the eggs 1 blop at a time. Obviously, when all the eggs are in one bowl, you're not going to be able to separate 1 egg at a time. So when you pour it, you'll see how it plops out in a clump. So yeah, add it 1 clump at a time. Does that help? And I really want this creamy. That's why I'm letting it go a bit longer than than usual. This makes a difference in the end. Okay, so this is the compote, the pulp part that I showed you yesterday. You can see it's thick because I've separated it. Had I kept it together, obviously, it would be much runnier than this is. This I like because this means I get the strawberries in my cake, and it's all strawberry. I'm going to use about 1/2 cup. That's good. About. I did say about, so there's that. Okay, so you can see that you've got these beautiful bits of strawberries in there, but it's not very vibrant. So what we're going to do is I'm going to add, I did say 1 tablespoon at a time, until I reach the color and flavor that I want. Mostly the flavor. The color I can adjust if I need to. So 1 tablespoon at a time. That added a lot of color too. Nope. This is a buttery cake. I forgot how buttery it is. All right, so we're reaching for 2 tablespoons. Oh man, that's getting good. Let's go for 3. I don't care if I have to use a whole packet to get the end result I want. And I really don't think I'm going to need food coloring. Although once I add the flour, it's going to tone it down a bit. Oh, I'm really enjoying this recipe. This is so good. One more. I think one more might do it. This is fun. That is really good. Still not strong enough. All right, I'm gonna do 2 more and I'm gonna call it a day. So what did we use, 6? All right, that's good, I can tell. Well, what do I know? Remember, I still have to add the buttercream, the buttermilk, and the flour, so the flavor is going to get altered once more. Oh yeah. Okay, so now the flour, and I'm going to alternate flour and buttermilk. You know what? I always forget I have this. That's still too subtle. And I say that because the flour toned it down, and then the baking time is going to tone it down more. So I'm going to give you 2, and I'm calling it. So we're looking at about a half a package. Whatever. Whatever. I don't care. Ah, so worth it. So worth that extra playing around. I lost count, but oh, I used this much. So, all right, I'm going to put these in 3 separate 8-inch pans and put them in the oven, 285 for about 35 to 40 minutes. Okay, I am really happy that I redid it. I'm really happy. I opened up to check on the cupcakes and I smelled strawberry jam. You want to smell what you're going to eat, right? So I'm excited. Now, we're going to make the icing. I'm going to have cream cheese icing. That's really close tie between the sweet whipped cream and cream cheese. Ordinarily, almost always, shut up, Maria. Almost always when I'm making strawberry anything, I'll use the sweet whipped cream. But when I make the cream cheese and I have the cream cheese icing with the strawberries, it tastes like strawberry cheesecake. I'm in. I am so in. So the standard cream cheese icing, 1 brick of cream cheese, 1 pound of powdered sugar, and then some liquid whipped cream or milk or whatever you want. I'm going to switch it up just a little bit, but that's the standard 1 and 1 in drops. That's the standard cream cheese icing. Simple as it gets and so yummy. I'm going to do 2 different parts to this cake. Again, what I see at the end, that's what I want to try to just get to there. So I'm going to make the whole thing the cream cheese icing, and then I'm going to take some of this out because I want some white, and then I'm going to make the rest of it the strawberry cheesecake kind of cream cheese. Ugh. All right. When you have room temperature cream cheese, and you almost always, unless specifically stated, you want everything at room temperature. It just combines together well. If you didn't know that that was why, that was why. If you have cold cream cheese or cold butter, boy, you just got a lumpy plump, plump, plump until it mellows out. If you do have it too cold, put it in, let it mix, put it on high, and it will slap. What it's going to do, it's going to slap against the edges and start to break apart, and then it'll start to come to room temperature. That's a pain in the rubber-duck, so try not to do that, but if you have to, there's a way. So I'm going to put in all the powdered sugar, cover it up, and let it go to work. Okay, you see how thick that is? That's all right. This is, we're going to add a few drops of heavy cream. A little bit of vanilla will go a long way, and that will also make it creamier. That's part of the liquid, so. All right, without having to have you wait, I'm gonna get this on a higher speed and let it go for about 3 to 5 minutes to really just get it light and fluffy. is a good icing. The consistency is perfect, and it's hopefully will still be smooth enough to plop off. Yes, yes, yes. So I'm going to take some of this out, and then we'll finish it up. Okay, I took out enough of the white. If I don't use all the white, I'll put it back in and use it up anyway. So it's all good. So I'm going to add some of that pureed strawberry compote that I made. Can you see it? Can you see it? You can see it. How much am I going to add? I don't know. I'm so going to fake it. But I definitely don't want to add any more liquid because there's a lot of liquid in this. So I'm starting off with 1/3 of a cup, and that might be just enough. Again, I want chunks in this. That's beautiful. That is actually perfect, and it softened it up a bit because of the liquid in the compote. I taste the strawberry, and more importantly, I taste the cream cheese. So it's like a cheesecake. All right. So for the cake, I've got a bunch of things that I want to decorate it with. Chocolate dipped strawberries are going to be one of them. So this is the chocolate that I used for this particular time only because, well, I'm cheating. I may as well go all the way, right? I used this. And you can find it in the produce section of the store. You just put it in the microwave, the whole thing container. Come on, it's super easy. And it's pretty good. And you get a hard, crunchy shell from this. You put it in every 30 seconds, you mix it around. It's not going to look like much at first, and after a while, it will get creamy. So I'm just going to dip the berries and let them get hard. Now you can order strawberries with the longer stem on it. I don't know about the produce section, but I know like at strawberry stands, they'll let you order it. And this is just really gonna highlight this strawberry cake. Who doesn't want this on their piece? So that's it. That's it for this. And then I got a bunch of other fun, some just pink because they're pink, and others just because I like them. While I'm talking strawberries, if you laid these out, not like this, but in a nicer row, you could take some white milk chocolate, melt that, and drizzle it over. You can sprinkle some graham crackers on top. You can put some Oreos. You can do all sorts of stuff just to decorate and make these lively and fun and delicious, and just give these as an I love you or a thank you gift, or just treat yourself. So much you can do with strawberries. Okay, lots of elements in this cake, but so worth it. I'm going to take some of the pulp and some of the syrup and mix it up. This is going to go in between the layers. It's up to you how thick or how thin you want it. That looks pretty good. We're ready. Okay, it's time to play. Look at those chunks of strawberries. Yum! Cakes are completely cold to the touch, which is what we want. I'm going to take just an outline of icing just to make a little rim. And I'm going to take that strawberry compote I made with the extra juice, and I'm going to fill it in here. Now you don't want to put in a lot because you want to make sure that the cakes don't slide. And then you put in the next one. That's pretty. And do it again. Now, on this layer, I was thinking about just adding some fresh strawberries, but I think I want to keep a consistent look. When I took these out of the oven, as soon as I opened the oven to check on them, it smelled like strawberry icing, strawberry jam, strawberry jam. So I know I definitely have my strawberry flavor, which is obviously what I wanted. And then the last one goes on top. And I'm smushing it down in case you didn't know that. I want to make sure that they're contact and everything's good. Beautiful. Now for this cake, I am going to crumb coat it. So I just took some icing, just some of the regular cream cheese icing that I had, watered it down just a little bit. And I'm going to just coat the cake. This is a great thing, especially for beginners. I rarely do this. And for beginners, especially with chocolate cake, because that's the one that always messes people up because they get the crumbs on the outside of the icing. So this will stop that. Just a real light coat, and really, guys, that's all it does. It's keeping the crumbs away from the outside icing, and it doesn't take a whole lot. And if crumbs get on this, it's no big deal because it's going to be covered. That little crunchy that you might be hearing, that's just because it's sat open to the air. And of course, you know, air is going to mess it up all the time. But it doesn't mess it up here. I needed it to cool. So I had it sitting right in front of an open window. And it cooled fast that way. So here, you see that strawberry smudge? This is where you would kind of seal it in. This is where you seal it in. Okay, so I'm taking a lot of this off now, and I have enough. I mean, what I have here is enough to serve its purposes. You don't need a lot. And I never put anything on the bottom of the cake just because I forget to. But if you want to, go ahead. I'm not. That's it. So I'm going to let this sit and air dry. Once it's kind of easy to touch without getting all over your fingers, you know it's done. So you can either put it in the refrigerator for a bit or just leave it out. I got a pretty good breeze going, so I'm going to leave it out. And in the meantime, I'm going to get all my goodies ready to decorate it. Well, happy birthday to me. So this is cake one. This looks amazing. It has everything I love on it. These strawberries are just perfect. I can't wait to dig in. Those of you who have kids, moms and grandmas, you know that at some point their friends become your adopted kids. Well, I have one. My darling Kenna. She lives in Illinois, and she is a baker. And her kid, so my adopted granddaughter, is turning 16 and she wants to make some strawberry cupcakes. Now, she sent me a picture. Mom, how can I make these? All right, so here's what we do. And she's really good. Kenna, I'm always impressed with your work, babe. But she never knew how to fill a cupcake. So I had some extra. I think she wanted it white cake, but the flavor of the cake doesn't matter on how to fill a cupcake. Strawberry, and this is so moist. So good. All right, so I'm going to show you the simplest way to fill a cupcake. There are tools and gadgets that you can buy. Okay, I'm not. I've done these. I've done it this way for decades, and it works. So I'll show you how to do it, and then I'll finish off the cupcake so that you can see what the options are. But you've got this. You've got this. Okay, I take the end of a spoon and I poke it in the center, and then I kind of smush it like this all around it to make room. That's all I do, and I just take it in and smush it to the side and make a hole in the middle. I don't go too far and I don't go too deep because you just want it right in the center of it all. So in the center, can you see that? It's pretty good crevice. And it doesn't really matter how big you make this because you're going to cover it. So that's okay. And then the picture that she sent me had this wonderful strawberry stuff oozing out of it. So I'm feeling it pretty good. And it really is quite impressive when it just oozes open. And then I'm going to top it off with, I don't remember what icing. She sent me a picture and I don't really remember what it looks like, but just one nice high dollop. That in itself is really quite cute. But if you take some of the strawberry, I'm going to make a mess, which is ordinarily fine. Candy. Yeah. So if you take some of the strawberry syrup or even a thinner version of the pulp and just kind of drizzle it on. That's fine. That's kind of how it is. And top it off with, you can, there you go. Give me that. So Kenna, have fun with it. You're going to nail it. You have always replicated my recipes and you've done me so proud each and every time you make something. And she gets her kids right in there. I mean, she sends pictures of her kids, just especially her son. He loves baking with her, it just touches my heart. So enjoy this. This is so nice. In fact, you know what? Let me cut it open just to show you, not to eat it. But I'll show you what the inside looks like. Strawberry. I took the strawberry off to cut it well. Look at that. That is beautiful. Well, it's the same recipe as a cake. Oh my God. Strawberry. You want strawberry? This is strawberry. Look at that cake. That's so pretty. This is so good. And it's so moist. Can you see how moist that cake is? It's so light. Mm. Oh yeah. I might not need to make, oh, something just hit. I might not need to make another cake because this one is a winner. Excellent, excellent. I'm so glad I junked out the first one. And I never throw away cake. I'll do something with that one, but not this. This is strawberry. Okay, that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, happy baking.